This is to cover the teacher admin aspect of the Tell Me Stories Android app that's used in the classroom for students creating stories and sharing stories. And this is like the teacher's soup to nuts. So I'm going to start this demonstration with a first time install of the app on a tablet. And I will cover what the teacher is to do the first time they see the app, going through an anonymous user that's default, creating a more permanent user for the teacher. We're going to call that user teacher 2, creating a class group that is the means by which the teacher moderates the classes and controls the sharing of the stories created by the students. So first time in, here we go. The bottom right, the blue book, the white book in the blue background, that's the icon for the app. I'm going to tap that. First time in, it goes over the cloud storage. I'm going to just hit the blue button, create account. And here, what we've done is we've created an anonymous account. The teacher doesn't exist yet, and this is kind of a perfunctory dialogue. When a new user is created, it asks you for the title of the first book. So I'm just going to type in there, I'm going to say dummy. So there you see the keyboard, and I'm actually going to type, I'm going to tap a microphone that's out of view on the keyboard. Dummy book. And I'm going to tap pause there, and then done in the upper right. So that's my dummy book. I'm not going to do anything more with that. What I am going to do is create a permanent user in the system for the teacher, and to do that I'm going to hit the plus sign in the upper right, and there it says new user, and there it's asking for teachers. The email there at the bottom says optional, but that's going to be required, and the email needs to be validated before the teacher can progress to any of the admin functions. So I'm going to give a username teacher2, a password, and an email. So there I've got the information I need for a new teacher. I'm going to hit create user. And now I'm going to step out of this. In the background, I'm going to go into my email, and the system, because I provided an email in that new user I just created, the system is going to kind of wait for me to validate that user. So you're not going to be able to see this, but I'm going to go into my email and I'm going to respond to that system request to validate the email. And I will be back in just a minute here. Okay, so now I've done that. I've validated the email. So as a teacher, I now have my permanent user. I created initially an anonymous user was created. I created a book for that, but I'm not going to use that. So now I'm going to assume that the students 1, 2, and 3, that they actually go in using in the upper right, using new user. So I'm going to assume that student 1, 2, and 3 have actually gone in and created users. The students do not need to supply email, just a username and a password. So let's assume that they're users in the system, student 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to proceed to the next step of the teacher admin, which is to create a group for the class and to add some students to it. So now that I have the teacher created, I can go to the web and here this is a test version of it. You can see in the URL at the top, but this is a little web app for teachers, and I'm going to go ahead and log in the teacher who I just created. And there you can see there's one globally readable group. Normally this admin screen is only used to show the groups, the class groups that belong to the teacher who's logged in. In the upper right you can see I'm logged in. I'm signed in as teacher 2. If I want to log out, I just click that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new group for my class, and to do that I just tap with my finger on the My Groups list, or if you do this on a laptop you use the mouse. So I have the cursor in the My Groups list, and now I'm going to create a new group for my class, and I'm going to call it So there you can see I've typed in PS2 SF for San Francisco, 7th round for the start of a teacher's name. There's a reason I did that. This field, creating a new group, needs to be unique. So I've subdivided into components of the name, the city, San Francisco, the school, PS2, the grade, 7th, and my name, the teacher. So I've got that in there. I'm going to go ahead and hit go. And there you can see it's created the group. So that's going to be the class, and that's going to be the secure sharing perimeter for the students in my group. Now I'm going to go add students 1, 2, and 3 to this group. So to do that, I'm going to tap on the person icon or the student icon just to the left of PS2 SF 7th. And there it's taking me to a screen that says users and group. So here I'm going to add students 1, 2, and 3 by tapping right on the letter U in users. So there, that's brought up the data entry, and there I added student 1. Now I'll add student 2. There you can see student 2. and I'll add student 3. So there you can see I have a new class group. I'm going to go back. So I went back there. I had a little trouble doing that on the tablet. It's easier if you use a laptop. But now that I created the group PS2SF, I'm going to tap the student icon to the left of it again. And there you can see I have a group, student 1, student 2, student 3. So now what that's going to allow is each of those respective students, 1, 2, or 3, they can get the tablet for the class, the shared device. They can log in. They can create their own stories, and the stories go through an evolution. First, they're in draft status, where only the student who owns the story can see it. But once the student is satisfied with an ebook they've created, they can then release that story to the group. And the details of doing that are covered in another video. So that's it. That takes a teacher from the very beginning, a fresh install of the app, through creating an anonymous user, and then creating a permanent user for a teacher admin, including the email, logging into the web app. Now the test story shown here, that's not the right URL. You can check on the project page on the web. The correct URL is just tellmestories.parsapp.com. I'm using a test version here. So that covers it for teachers, and I want to thank any teachers for being brave and being a trailblazer and trying this out. Thank you.